Oh wait,
Subscribe.
why are you opposition? Do you disagree with us?
I'd say so, and most of these three things, yeah, for probably over 50% majority over all three topics.
On God, it's like impossible to have a.
What's
Okay,
the
never mind.
Is it
what's the
impossible?
what's the part that you agree with?
Well, I said over 50% disagree. I mean,
Yeah, but that implies that there's like 40-ish% that you agree with. What is
like terrible, I'd say is like a overclaim. Bad might be a better kind of a word there for the first part. Border was never open. No, I mean we've had borders, but it wasn't open, but we had a decent border system beforehand, and then ISIS bad. Well, that one I might just mostly disagree with, honestly.
okay? That's actually fairly reasonable.
So,
But happy to dive into whatever if you want.
sure, what do you disagree with the most, you would say?
I'm not looking for a fight, but I'll get amped up if you need me to.
Sure, what did you say? What would you say you'd like to disagree with the most?
I guess like even number three, like Trump's ICE versus normal ICE. Tom Homan's been the dude for what 40 years now. I don't understand.
But
how
like under under Obama's ICE, like we didn't have like DHS authorizing ICE agents to enter people's private homes forcefully without obtaining like judicial warrants and like flagrantly violating the Fourth Amendment, right? That wasn't happening under Obama.
Well, why do you think Trump's doing that?
Because he doesn't care about our Constitution and hates brown people more than he cares about our Constitution.
Do you think fulfilling the promises of what he was elected for with a majority vote has anything to do with it?
I mean, he has his isn't his approval rating like way below 50% right now?
That was just a yes or no question.
Also, it wasn't a majority; it's plurality. So, no.
That was just a yes or no.
So no, the answer would be no. Wasn't a majority; it was
Okay.
plurality.
I don't think most of the people who voted for him wanted him to violate the law.
Yeah. I think if we asked like majority of Americans, are you okay if Donald Trump violating the Constitution in order to carry out deportations? I think most of them would say no.
Well, I guess the follow-up to that would be like, do you think people that are here illegally still get the same rights as American citizens?
According to the Supreme Court, yes. Well, for the most part. For the,
Well, yeah, not the same,
At the
but
very,
they
at
do
the
get
very,
the-
for the most part, at the very least, they get Fourth Amendment, Fifth Amendment, Sixth Amendment rights, right? They get the ones that Trump violated. They are covered under those amendments. Yeah.
Why would the illegals be under the Bill of Rights?
Well, under those amendments.
Yeah.
Well, because the Supreme Court has ruled that necessary, or so that is the interpretation of the current law.
Yeah, so your personal opinion is in congruence with the Supreme Court?
Yes.
Gotcha.
But do you think the president should violate the Constitution to carry out deportations? You think that's something that should happen? Or?
Do I think the president should violate the Constitution to... Sorry, what was the last part of that?
To carry out deportations?
No, I think the proper way to go about it would be to attempt to change the law before violating it and making law on your own part, right?
Okay, so like you condemn Trump. So like you understand the difference between Obama and Trump, and you like would condemn him for like that Fourth Amendment violation, right?
Well, I think we might be splitting hairs in a lot of situations.
I don't think we're splitting hairs when like the president, when the Trump administration like very clearly violates Fourth Amendment and tries to justify it. I don't think we're just like splitting hairs. That's just like a violation of the Constitution, the founding document, the thing that built our country. And I think it should be very easy for you to just say, yeah, I condemn Trump violating our Constitution.
I mean, again, you shouldn't condemn anyone without knowing all the facts. Is that not fair?
Okay, I mean, I know the facts. Facts is that they like very intentionally, very obviously authorize ICE agents to enter people's homes without obtaining the proper warrant. That is a flagrant violation of Fourth Amendment, and that should be condemned. They should be impeached for that.
If you're an illegal, you don't bear the rights of an American citizen.
Okay. So under the Fourth Amendment, what was it? Sorry, I have my notes up here. Quintana v. U.S. Illegal immigrants are protected under the Fourth Amendment. That is true. So,
You're saying through case law?
Yes, there's case law on this. Yes.
So could you go on Grok for me real fast? Do you have a
I'm not. I
premium
don't even have.
subscription?
I don't even need Grok. I just know the case law. I mean,
Well, I was just gonna save you some time. I can go on there if you'd like, but
why?
because we would parse this out a little bit easier instead of just sitting here
Like we
bickering.
can just read the Eighth Circuit ruled that legal immigrants have Fourth Amendment rights, and then it says, and here's a quote from the case: because the Fourth Amendment applies to the arrest of legal aliens, the term reasonable applies to the arrest of legal aliens. The term reasonable to believe in section blah 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 of Title 8 means constitutionally required probable cause. So illegal immigrants are protected under the Fourth Amendment.
Let's say that I grant that no laws should be broken, which I'm not saying I don't, but let's just say that I grant everything you're saying is true here. Do you think it's the responsibility of the president to protect the sovereignty of our own nation? Arguably one of the most important things.
Yeah.
And so, what currently is the largest attack on our own sovereignty, if there was one at all?
Our own sovereignty. Like when you say sovereignty, being like the ability not to be like taken or invaded by another nation.
Definitionally, yeah, sovereignty.
I would say Donald Trump is.
So you think our own president is the number one?
Yeah,
risk
it's an attack.
to
We have a
our
rogue executive. It's an attack from within. Yeah, he's essentially destroying and undermining the foundational document of our country. I would say it's undermining our sovereignty, our ability to rule how we want our country to go.
Okay, I'll grant that. Let's just say he is. What's actually happening that's destroying the country?
When Donald Trump undermines the Constitution, undermines judicial branch, undermines the
What's
Bill of
happening?
Rights. He's intentionally violating the Fifth Amendment. He's intentionally violating the Sixth Amendment. He's intentionally violating the Fourth Amendment. He's undermining
What's
judiciary by
happening
ignoring
to the
court orders.
country? Give me something.
I just did.
tangible
I just
that's
told you what's
actually
happening to the country.
No, you said he's violating rights.
I said he's violating our Constitution. He's violating the
tangible.
foundational document of the country.
What's physically happening?
What kind of question is that?
What do you mean? Excuse me. Wait,
Just
excuse me.
answer the
Wait,
question.
excuse me.
Just
If
answer
wait, I'm
it.
sorry. If there is a foundational document that determines our entire structure of government, how we vote, etc., all this stuff, right? And the President of the United States says, I no longer apply. This document no longer applies to me. Burns it, throws it in the trash can, just starts doing whatever he wants. Are we the same nation that we were before?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying, based on your claims previously, you're saying he's doing all these things, right? So, like, now that he's done all these things that you're claiming he's done, what has happened that is so negative?
I just told you what happened that was so negative. The undermining of the
restate it then?
Constitution.
In what way?
Well, I just
When
told
the
you.
executive doesn't adhere
You're
to
just
laws.
saying
The
he's
rogue
undermining
executive
it.
violating.
That's like saying-
I just
that's like
told
saying
you
lied,
the
and you
rogue
won't say
executive
you lied about
undermining individual rights for going like legislatively required procedures and ignoring the judiciary.
what?
That's our system of law. It's a rule of law.
So,
That's the system of government that we live in. He's undermining that system. He's fundamentally changing the way the country functions and runs. That's bad.
Ryan,
Just
watch
hear me
yourself,
for a
Ryan.
second before you jump in, bro. And I respect everybody here. I respect everyone.
Yeah, Reinhold, don't jump in.
Yeah, Ryan, get out of here. No,
Yeah, Ryan,
but like, listen, if you say, "Hey, you're a liar," and someone says, "What'd you lie about?" and they say, "You're a liar," like that's what you're doing to me right now. Is I'm saying, yes, you're saying he did this thing. What actually happened?
All right, do you want me to explain you?
Actually,
Do you want me to explain you how he violated these things, or how he violated
No,
the
not
amendments?
how.
What's the effect
What
he's asking?
happened?
He's asking for the effect. So the effect is that normal people are getting fucking their houses bursted into by ICE agents and pulled out into the streets in their underwear, right? That's happened to a US citizen because of these violations of rights. You had hundreds of people sent to a prison where they would be tortured. That happened because of these violations of rights, right? Like unless that's not enough, like what are you asking for? What do you think's going to happen?
Okay, that was a lot.
I mean, the effect is like
quickly.
wasting so much time and effort on tariffs only for them to be struck down, right? That's the
I
effect.
think, I mean,
Not immigration.
Maybe to back up there a little bit, do you think it's no issue at all if we have a lot of people that are unwilling to assimilate that are coming into our country?
Is there any proof they're unwilling to assimilate?
Yes, the assimilation.
assimilation?
True.
Wow, the evidence
The
that they're
lack
not
of
willing to
That's so much
assimilate
evidence
has
there.
been
The
outlined.
unassimilation. Yeah.
Okay, you can make personal attacks all you want. That doesn't make
It's
your
not a
point.
personal
That's-
attack.
Who
What you
attacked
said
you
just isn't
personally?
I'm attacking
cohesive.
I'm attacking the like absolute absence of an argument. There's just a giant void there.
Yeah.
Like the term unassimilation implies that they assimilated and then ceased to assimilate. I don't know
Stopped,
what you're
yeah.
saying.
So again, I clarified back on what I said. I said the lack of assimilation.
Okay, like how are like they refusing to assimilate?
Well, I can use the most obvious example, and then you're going to attack me for using that example.
Somalians in Minnesota.
Like I'm pretty sure if illegal immigrants are willing to risk their lives to legally cross the border and come over here, they're probably willing to, I don't know, learn English, right?
Wait, what's the example you're referring to?
Could you explain why they don't learn English?
Is there any evidence?
Yeah.
Is there any evidence that they're like not learning English?
Yeah, they're here for 30 years and they can't speak English.
what-
Can you prove?
examples
Wait,
are you referring
can you
to?
prove that the majority of illegal immigrants have been here for 30 years and can't?
Can you
speak
prove they
English?
can't?
Okay, this is ridiculous. What example are you talking about?
Well, hold on. That's his claim, so he would have to back it up.
What
You
claim?
gotta
I,
admit
I
your
asked you a question. I asked you, can you prove that
And I
illegal
said,
immigrants have been
no.
here for?
Can you prove they're not?
That's a negative
That
claim.
no,
dude.
I never made that claim. Burden of proof's not on me, buddy. It's on you.
Yeah, so what's the point of the question if neither one of us can prove it?
'Cause you
I don't know
made
what's the
a
point of the claim if you can't prove
You
it.
made the positive claim.
Yeah,
You
what's the
have to
point of the
prove it.
claim?
I didn't make the claim that none of them can speak English.
You made the
I
claim
said
that most
some
of
of
them are
them.
coming here and they can't speak English.
I
so
said
you'd
some
ask
of them, and I can certainly prove some.
Do you think
cannot.
there is a I don't know meaningful amount of illegal immigrants who come here and don't learn English if in like a 5-year time span?
You're gonna have to say that again. Sorry. I
There's a
wasn't listening.
meaningful amount of illegal immigrants who come here and don't learn English if in like a 5-year time span.
There's an illegal amount.
Do you think there's a meaningful amount of illegal immigrants who come
Faster
here
in
and
a legal minute?
don't come and don't learn English within a 5-year time span?
A meaningful amount. Well, sure. Let's just say there isn't. Even if I granted that, does that mean they assimilate?
Yeah, it means that means in
Language-
general that
language is
illegal.
one
That means
portion
that
of assimilation.
that would probably show that for in general illegal immigrants are assimilating. Yeah.
Language is still one portion of assimilation.
What,
Okay, so what-
what aspects are you including? Because I know language is one. I think economic status, like marrying within other groups, like are those the aspects you're referring to?
Just we don't even have to get into specifics if you wouldn't like to. Like we can just talk about like
No, but, like,
culture.
what are your
Talk about vibes, bro.
What are your standards for like assimilation?
Yeah, like even if you just said vibes, if you want to go that route, like let's
No,
just
why
say
would
it's
we go that
vibes.
route? Why would we just go based off of vibes? That's
I
stupid.
didn't bring vibes up. You did.
No, okay.
Well, you
what's your
said we don't need
standard-
to get in specifics. What else would that mean?
What is your standard for assimilation? Like
I said if you
language?
don't want to get into specifics, what are you talking about?
What's your standard for assimilation? I'm just curious.
Assimilation would be joining the quote unquote norm, meaning what the majority of the population has assumed as what is Americanism. You can take that any way you want.
So do you think shared ideals is part of assimilation?
In the majority, whatever those shared ideals would be, sure.
Okay, so do we agree that our shared ideals as Americans is the Constitution or Bill of Rights?
I think everyone inside of the borders of the the America is subject to the Constitution. Yes.
That's not what I asked. I said, are those our shared ideals as Americans? Do we all generally believe?
Well, if you
the
look
Bill
at all
of
the
Rights and
crazy
Constitution?
leftists, no, they're not our shared ideals.
Okay. Excluding those guys, are they our shared ideals?
If you exclude everyone that disagrees with it, then obviously yes.
Okay.
That's
So
stupid.
What do you think the American shared ideal is other than that?
do you
I
think we
didn't
don't
ask
even
the
have
question.
shared
You
ideals
asked
to
him.
begin with? So I'm just, and so to your leftist points, I'm assuming you probably think those people aren't American, so they would be like out of our fold. So, and you agreed that the people that are, according to you, would have shared
No,
ideals and Bill of Rights.
they're American definitionally. If you're going to make assumptions, you're not going to get very far very quickly.
Okay, so these leftists have citizenship, they're Americans, and they don't share the broad ideals that most other Americans, I'm assuming, hold. Is that what you're saying?
What someone would assume not you or I, what someone would assume is the far left probably does not hold what someone that is in the immediate area, which would hold the majority view.
That the Bill of Rights are shared ideals.
Sure.
Okay. So if an immigrant like broadly like agrees or like believes in the core tenets of these ideals, the Bill of Rights, that's one aspect of assimilation they would have down, correct?
You can be Pakistani and believe in American rights. That doesn't make you American.
If you come over to America and you learn English and you
You
work
still have
in
to be a
our
citizen.
economy, then yeah, I would say that would make you
You
American.
have to be a legal citizen.
We're
That's not the
talking about
standard.
we're talking about the standard of assimilation. What values, what kind of culture do they need to assimilate into?
I also don't even. I reject the idea. You just said that these people are Americans, like as a citizen, but they're not American conceptually in regards to the quote unquote crazy leftists.
We're talking
So
about
you
illegal
acknowledge there's a
immigration.
difference.
What are you talking about? We're talking about illegals.
Yeah, there's a difference between someone being a quote unquote citizen and someone being colloquially referred to as an American. We've already acknowledged this. That's what you said. So I don't exactly know why we're referring to the legal status.
Well, where we got to this point was talking about illegals.
Holy tracking issue.
Yes, we're referring to the Yeah, it's.
He's asking you for you're saying they're not assimilating into American culture. What's the standard that they need to assimilate into?
Language,
the ideals of language. Those are the two we have right now, and that's why I asked you. So if they broadly have the ideals of,
well, I know
the
what
Bill
you're
of Rights,
baiting
then
me into. I'm just
I'm
not
not
going
baiting you into
We're not-
anything.
We're baiting you into giving us a cohesive worldview. That's all we're baiting you into. I'm sorry that's too hard of a bar for you to meet.
So, culture is not a good enough answer, is what you're saying?
Culture doesn't mean anything if you're not able to define what makes the culture, right? I can tell you what American culture is, but the problem is that all of these
Okay, tell me what it is.
immigrant populations assimilate way better into American culture than whatever fucking far-right loser does.
Tell me what American culture is.
It's going to be speaking English. It's going to be the shared ideals. So it's like value for the Constitution. It's the idea that rights transcend government, that you have natural rights. It's value for liberty. Yeah, value for due process, value for all of these things. That's probably what's going to make an American.
Okay, I agree. What's your problem?
The problem is that immigrants more or less assimilate into that definition of American culture.
But
I don't
the
know why you would come
language
to the country and
portion.
you wouldn't believe in those ideals, right? Like, why
So
would
the
you
two
reject
boxes
concept
that
of-
wouldn't
if
be
you reject the
checked,
concept
and
of liberty, why would you even come to America? That's sort of what we're like founded on.
either one or the other box isn't checked then out of the three that you just listed, which would be either language or actual status of American citizenship.
He didn't bring up status as American
Yeah,
citizen.
I
I
never
did.
brought that up.
I did.
Congrats.
Well, we're
Happy for
talking
you.
about that, right? So, like, it would make sense to
No,
bring it.
I don't necessarily think in order to assimilate into American culture, you need to have
We're
citizenship
talking about
status.
illegals, so in order
No,
for
we're
them to
talking
be
about
not
assimilation. You're
illegals-
just having a tracking issue. I don't know why we're talking about
This
illegals
isn't a
right now.
tracking
We're
issue.
talking
They're
about people
100%
assimilating
congruent with
into
each other.
American culture. Do you think in order to have American culture, you need to be a citizen?
I just said someone from Pakistan can have American culture. Why are you
Okay,
asking that question?
so track better because
you
status
listening
does
at
not
all?
relate
Are you
back to
listening?
American culture.
If you want to play this like
Also,
you're an
in your-
idiot
in your
game
ana-
where you're
in
saying
your
I have a
analogy,
tracking
in your
argument,
analogy, I'm perfectly.
I'm
happy
not
to
saying
say
you're
that
making
that
a tracking
Pakistani
argument. I'm
person
saying you're
is right.
failing to make the tracking argument. You're not understanding any of the conversation that is happening right now. It's kind of pathetic.
here, how about this? It sounds like we all pretty much agree with each other. Let's calm down a little bit.
Okay, yeah, sure. Paste.
Yeah, in
No,
your
I
Pakistani
mean, I'm
example,
being
I'm
for
happy to say
real.
that person is also American if they speak English, if they work in the economy, if they believe in American ideals. I see no issue why I would not refer to them colloquially as an American. I don't exactly know why that example was brought up.
The status of citizenship is one thing. Culture and assimilation are another.
So assimilation is
Do we
separate.
all agree on that?
So
Yeah,
assimilation is
correct.
separate.
We're
Yeah,
asking you
okay,
about
yeah,
the
we do.
assimilation, and you keep going back onto the status.
Okay, well, I just
You
want to
agree
make
that
sure
they're
we all
different.
agree on that first.
You agree that they're different, right?
Yes, I agree. They're different. I
Okay.
just established that.
When we're talking about
separate
culture, you
things.
can't keep falling back to, well, they don't have legal status, they don't have citizenship. That's not what we're referring to, right?
I'm missing the point here.
We know.
I know, buddy. It's
The
hard.
point we're making is that you had a complaint about immigrants not assimilating into American culture, right? So we are saying that any standard of American culture that I think you could give, these immigrant populations are probably going to meet with flying colors, whereas the current Trump administration is not going to meet it. So we agreed that the definition of American culture is probably just some idea that you have natural rights to liberty, natural rights to property, natural rights to due process, right? That's the kind of American culture, right? And the fact that you speak English. So then we asked you for any evidence that these immigrant populations are not assimilating into these shared values thing, or unless you're saying that because they can't speak English, that necessarily means they're not an American, or because they don't have citizenship status, somehow that plays into American culture, but you already know that that's not the answer, right? So we're asking you, by what metric are these people not assimilating into the American culture? That's the topic.
I love the steel man there.
What? I don't.
I mean,
think that
someone
word
just
steel
had to
man thinks what you
explain
think
this
it
entire
is.
conversation to you. So I mean,
Do you think it's an attack on what America is if people have different religions, different cultures, languages, all these other things? And if people
Nope.
come here in an illegal status, it's going to happen.
what's the argument
Do you
that
think?
coming here with a different religion is anti-American?
So, do religions have inherent cultures attached to them?
In some cases, yes. Some cases, no. That didn't answer the question, though. What's the argument that coming here with a different religion is anti-American?
Well, my question was the answer. It's that they do.
That they do is not an answer to that question, buddy. Lock in.
Religions.
What is the
have
argument that
different
coming here with a different
foundations for
religion is
culture.
anti-America?
They have different morals, they have different foundational beliefs, and that changes the fabric of a country. If
You understand? Do you understand that people at the founding of the country are making the same argument against Irish Catholics?
Can you explain that further?
That it's the case that immigrant populations may come here with a different culture, but they end up assimilating. That's the whole point of assimilation.
No, I mean, could you explain the exact thing you're talking about with the Irish Catholics?
The fact that a bunch of Irish people came over here and Americans fucking hated Catholics. The fact that John Jay said that there should be a wall
You were
around
talking about in
Catholics
the
being involved in American
1700s?
government.
They were
Yeah,
having
brought
shoot
us-
they were having shootouts.
Yes.
They were having shootouts in the street between
Yeah, the
the
No
Nazi
Nothing
Party,
Party,
and the Irish. Yeah.
Like John Jay literally said that Catholics should not be able to hold public office. You're making the same
Well-
exact arguments for whatever
you
reason
know
that
why we-
didn't die out.
I shouldn't even. I'm sure you already know why we made this where each state gets to choose their own state religion. We shouldn't have to even go back to this. Like we're already on the same page with
You're
this.
right. We shouldn't need to go back to this because that has no
Then why are you
relevance to what
bringing
we're
it
talking
up?
about.
Wait, what do you mean
Well,
state
what
religion?
you said has no relevance. What I said is that there
Yes,
was a lot
I'm
of
talking about
prejudice.
the country as
What
a
I
whole.
said,
When we
I'm
were-
sorry,
when
you're
we
just
were
having a tracking
colonies.
issue again. I'm so sorry. So
When we were
the reason that I brought that up is because you're making the argument, well, these people are coming here with different religions. They don't share a shared culture. Do you believe that like Irish Americans share an American culture with us?
I would bet that you don't have a religion, don't you?
Didn't answer my question. Do you agree that Irish Americans like share an American culture?
Getting an idea of your worldview actually does help the debate happen. So
It doesn't help answer the 5 questions I've asked you that have gone unanswered.
I'll answer it. I was just asking. You can answer after if you like.
We can answer as long as this or once this topic is litigated. The problem
Okay,
is,
so I am right. Got
like again, do you believe that Irish Americans have integrated?
it. Irish Americans have integrated what from
Mhm.
300 years ago?
Yep.
Sure.
I don't think it's been that long.
Do you acknowledge that these same exact arguments were being made against the influx of Catholic immigrants from Ireland?
The influx of Catholic immigrants from Ireland. What
Yep.
year? What years are you talking about here?
I can look it up real quick.
Yeah, you kind of need to in order to make your argument.
I really don't, but
It's really
you'd
irrelevant
be
to the
making
argument.
shit up. So yeah, you
1840. The fact that you don't know basic American history, like the fact
You
that you
didn't
think
even
I'm
know
making
it.
this up is embarrassing.
You didn't
So,
even know it.
I didn't know the exact year that it happened. Good job, big dog. It happened in 1840.
You can act like that's a diss all you want, but it's not. You didn't even
You're
know.
pretending like it was a diss because I couldn't name the exact year. The fact that you didn't know this is just embarrassing, right? Like
You know-
maybe you should assimilate into American culture by learning our history, buddy.
Do you want
Why,
to get into
you've
semantics
done
and
it.
talk about what
You've done it,
pretending
buddy.
means?
How is this semantics?
I'm talking about you said I'm pretending.
No, why you're owning him right now.
I understand that it's really in your interest to just move this to a semantics argument, but you don't want to talk about
No,
any
I
of
just
the
asked if you wanted
points,
to go
or
there. I don't, but you're just talking
did
about
I ever
dumb
make
shit.
any indication that I wanted to go there? It seems like you're just doing anything that you can to get away from this argument, big dog.
Okay, let's broaden it up for you so you can kind of hear where I'm coming from. If
I know where you're coming from, buddy. There's a cookie cutter version of you that I've talked to a million times.
let's say there's a country that has one religion, let's say 70 different countries have a second religion. Religion 1, religion 2.
Mm-hmm.
If these two religions have entirely different worldviews, moral compasses, and everything else that you would expect inside of all that, unless you want me to explain it, I can. If country 2 moves, or religion 2 moves into country 1, is country 1 going to change?
It depends. It depends on the values of the country that they're moving into. So, like, let's say that the country that they're moving into values like cultural exchange, then yeah, it's probably going to change, but it's probably going to change in a good way because that's one of the things that built up said country, right? Like America, right? America was built on cultural exchange and taking the best people from each country, right?
So that in that case, it would change. You want to give a second example?
America has you're pretending like change is necessarily a bad thing.
I'm not
Like, it's not in
saying
the
it's
nature
a
of
bad
American
thing. I'm just
culture.
saying it's going to change.
Congratulations! Wow. If I take
you
a step
agree
to the
with me?
left, I'm more to
Sounds
the
good.
left. Wow, thank you. It's
Wait,
such
no,
a good point.
it's fine. If you don't think it's a bad thing, then what's like the point of the question here?
I'm giving a hypothetical in order to draw a conclusion that what's
What
happening
conclusion?
inside of America right now is actually happening, which he seemed like he was unwilling to admit.
Admit that our culture.
Wait, hold on. Why? Do you
assimilated
wanna-
cultures?
You're saying I was unwilling to admit that things changing in America changes America?
I didn't make the truth claim. I said it seemed like it.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys know how like Trump is like a really good person? I was on Epstein Island and he actually like
Yeah.
he got a
Troll.
pretty big penis. I'm
Epic,
not gonna
bro,
lie, it felt
epic.
nice.
Epic.
Peace.
Whoa, bro.
Didn't have to come up and mog this guy like that, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we could agree that there's like there's change that happens in America. Is it bad that it's happening, or
No, it's literally just this fucking bullshit internal critique. Like, it's just like, oh, I'm
Well,
gonna
so
come up here and I'm
again,
gonna
if we
never
had it-
make a
I
claim of my
guarantee-
own, and I'm just gonna
Dude,
internally
I
critique yours
guarantee
into
you-
non-existence, right?
I guarantee you, you're agnostic or atheist. Am I correct?
Yeah, and I promise you that you watch
Yep.
probably more Andrew
I know
Wilson than anybody else in the world. I'm really proud of you, buddy.
I already
You
know.
haven't been able to engage with any of the conversation here. It's
I don't even know
embarrassing.
who that is. So what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm sure.
what's wrong with being agnostic or atheist? You're using it as like a
Well, when it comes to talking about the fabric of our country, it does matter.
not at
Why?
all.
A lot
What's
of
the argument for that?
are borderline.
Our country's secular. Religion is not a part of our country.
So were our founding fathers Christians?
They were
do it.
secularists.
Don't do it. Please don't set yourself up, buddy. Madison,
They would-
Hamilton, Jefferson, Franklin, those were all deists. Washington was likely a deist as well. The only
Also-
real religious one was
They just quoted the
John
Bible
John Jay.
all the time. but
Also,
they
all
were-
of
they
the
were
all of
deists.
the liberal philosophers valued
Hey,
secularism, not?
So did they quote the Bible or not?
Dude,
Yes or
Jefferson
no?
Jefferson made his own
Not really.
Bible. He cut it off at Christ's death. He thinks Paul was like a heretic, that he taught like lies about Christ's original teachings.
Which is true. Paul did that.
I'm talking about the people that wrote our
yeah,
foundational
Jefferson, Thomas
documents.
Jefferson. Yes, that's a guy that wrote our founding documents.
Bro, doesn't know the founders.
Thomas
Oh,
Jefferson literally
bro.
cut
This is
out.
the guy who's protecting America. This is American culture's biggest warrior, by the way. Doesn't even know the name of the founders.
His own personal annotation of the Bible literally just cut out everything past like Christ's death.
Okay,
He doesn't even believe
I'm
in
sure
the Last
it's easy
Supper.
to 3v1 somebody. Well, then you don't
Wait,
even
no,
let
no,
the
no,
other person
no.
talk.
There's no 3v1. You asked. It's someone relevant to the founding documents. I'm talking about Thomas Jefferson. You know, our third president, that guy.
Yeah, they're like the famous strict construction.
Stop, Antoine. You're 3v1ing. Stop. He's overstimulated. Okay, he's
You're
overstimulated.
right. You're right. I'm sorry, High Father.
Too much people. Okay, one sentence and we know it's too much. You there, buddy?
You ever simulate
Sorry,
it, bro?
strict scrutiny, not strict construction.
So what? So our 6 founding fathers, it's Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Hamilton, Franklin. Wait, did I already say Adams?
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, that's 6. Wait, Washington, Franklin, Hamilton, Jefferson.
You're
I feel
missing
like I'm
one.
missing someone. Wait, okay, Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Franklin, Hamilton, Madison. Fuck, I'm still-
Madison, yeah.
Madison.
But Madison was a Christian, wasn't he?
No.
Let's just grant
No,
all of
okay.
them were Christians. Would that change your
Wait,
opinion?
why?
No, hold on.
What?
I'm saying in your worldview and a hypothetical
What?
standpoint,
Wait,
if
whoa,
they
stop.
all
This is not my worldview. Wait.
I-
What?
in a
My father, let's grant I'm
hypothetical,
right.
in a
Okay.
hypothetical,
In the scenario where
if they
all
were
my
all
claims are
Christians,
correct.
would that change your mind?
No,
Okay, so there's no point in me proving it. Got it.
not really. Right? Adams himself.
Even look,
if you heard my
No,
explanation, I was
that
gonna
proves
say-
my whole point right there.
Look,
I
here's
was
the-
gonna
here's the
say-
thing.
Wait, no, stop. Adams was like extremely religious, but he also believed, and this is one of his quotes. He says, "I don't really care what my neighbor does. It's not my prerogative to talk about what my neighbor does in relations to his religion. I don't care about that." And he didn't agree with laws that would, focus on Christian doctrine or Christian morals dictating what our laws should be. So yes, I don't know why that would change anything. They could be Christian, which they weren't, by the way. It wouldn't change anything. They didn't believe in laws mandating their morals mandating our laws, and they didn't really care what other people did.
Dude, Washington quoted the Bible like 14
No, he
times.
didn't. It's literally just a lie, just to be clear.
It's okay. Can you prove that?
Every single reference Washington had of the Bible, most of the times are going to be from, I forgot the 2 books that most of them make the Christian arguments, but a lot of them are just like misquotes. Washington typically referred to like the great creator, like vague terms that typically would align with deists. There's no evidence that he was a Christian. In fact, he ironically never took communion at all. We know he attended church, but that's the most we know. He didn't really talk about his religion or what he aligned with. But based on his references to God, it's likely he was a deist based off the terms he used. There's a lot of like weird like hearsay myths where like they're like, oh yeah, my daughter heard this general say that Washington like cited like the Bible in battle or something, and that's like the max you're gonna get for any arguments of Washington being Christian. It's just a bunch of hearsay. Madison himself, I think, also said that he thought that Washington was a deist, and I mean, I think I would trust James Madison's assessment on Washington a lot more than like random stories.
By the way, just to be clear, the individual religions of each founder doesn't even mean that it's not a secular nation, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Because if you look at all of the philosophers of the time, all of the great liberal philosophers, it seems like a lot of them believed in not enforcing thought crimes, not punishing people for what their personal beliefs is, keeping government out of matters of personal belief.
Thought as in that hoe over there? Is that what you're referencing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro just needs to assimilate, bro.
Sure.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
If a country's majority Christian, can you admit they have better outcomes, presumed,
No, I don't admit that.
minority Christian?
No, I'm
Why
not
would
gonna
I
grant
grant
that.
that?
Yeah, what?
Just on every fundamental level.
Aren't the countries with the highest quality of life
We already
like,
said we're not
have
doing
higher like rates of secularism? Or-
Also,
Yeah, like
just
we're
to
like Sweden.
to be super clear as well, why are you just have you just given up on the argument where you're like, okay, I'm not going to win that argument? Do you agree with this thing that you obviously don't agree with?
Assuming
No.
that
Are you
everything I
saying
say,
they're not-
assuming
Are you
everything
saying
I
they're
said is
not tied to each other at all? Every single topic we're talking
I'm saying
about
it's
is tied to
hilarious
each
that
other.
you ran off of the assimilation argument, you ran off of the founders argument, now
still
you're doing
all
another
tied
argument that
together.
you're probably going to run off of after another 2 sentences.
I mean, you can assume my intelligence isn't able to loop these things together, but I'm going to do it if you.
I've
just
already
get to
gotten
the
a
end
pretty good
here.
look at your intelligence. I know for a fact you're not going to be able to do it, big dog.
Okay, thanks for the insult. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it too. I'm just like I don't like why would the Christian majority matter if their ideals are that of like separation of church and state? Like why would the personal identifier of a majority of the nation matter here in terms of like assessing which countries
The
are like
personal
better?
identifier of a nation.
Yeah.
Can you explain what that even means?
My bad. I mean, like the personal identification of each individual.
Got it. So I'm the idiot, right? If we want to start in
Yeah,
personal
true.
attacks.
Yeah, true.
You are still the idiot. I don't know why.
Minor blunder. Argument dismissed.
I was being nice this whole time, so I'm not really trying to get there. So
Okay.
Were you?
So, are we like off the founders are Christians and nation being Christian mattering, or are we going to go to a new one this time? Or?
most of them were Anglicans. They were Protestant
No, they
Christians.
weren't.
Yes,
No, they weren't.
most of them.
So Adams was a Trinitarian or Unitarian. My bad. He didn't believe in the Trinity. Are you a Christian? Do you believe in the Trinity?
I do.
Okay. Adams didn't believe in the Trinity. Do you believe Christ is the Messiah?
Yes.
Okay. Adams didn't believe Christ was the Messiah. So I think I think most Christians nowadays would also believe in those two things. Adams didn't believe in either one of those. Do you think that Christ was a mortal man?
Mortal. I mean, he died, right?
That's not an answer to my question. Do you think Christ was a mortal man?
Mortal means able to die. So yes.
No, I mean like mortal as in like he wasn't the son of God that came down in human form. He was always a human.
No, he was the son of God.
Okay, Adams doesn't believe that. Adams believed that he was a mortal man. That
I don't-
God gave him
what
a
is-
form of divinity.
Okay, this is one dude.
What?
You understand that people with
Yeah, I'm describing.
Do you
the
understand
most
what a Christian
religious-
is?
I'm describing the literal. It literally means believer in the teachings of Christ. But
Christ,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm describing.
So
I'm
you could have
describing.
simply explained that with like he
Yeah,
doesn't believe in Christ.
I'm describing the most.
We're
probably
5
the most-
questions deep now.
I'm describing the literal most religious founding father right here, and he seems that he breaks with you on literally everything. So I'm not really sure like what ideal you're referring to when you say like Christian. Like their own perceptions of Christianity were also like very different, right? It was a lot informed by like their own personal beliefs and liberty.
Everyone's perception of Christianity is different.
What seems to be yours is dramatically different than Adam's, right? You don't even believe in like the basic things that he believed in, and that's one of the most religious ones.
Says you. Sure.
What do you mean? Says me?
True.
You say
Wow.
he's the most religious of them all?
Yeah. So like I said, Madison, Jefferson, Franklin, they were all deists.
I thought John Jay was the most religious one.
John, it's iffy as if you would count as a
So
founder.
again, says you.
Okay.
What do you mean? Says me? Do you disagree?
Well,
with anything
someone
I said?
on your side just disagreed with you, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, he-
What? No, I agree with him. I agree. John Adams was very religious, but not like you. He wasn't like a Christian. I think most Christians would say he's not even a Christian.
They would call him like they would say he's a lunatic. They'd say
Yeah,
like,
they'd say he's a heretic,
liberal,
yeah.
a liberal Christian or whatever. Because I didn't believe in basically a lot of the.
To Reinald's point about 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago,
What?
he was listening
What?
up. Hold on. I'm going to bring it back because he criticized me for not talking about the assimilation thing, which we all got started on. With the American values, he said a bunch of things that were basically Christian values. Let's just detach from religiosity.
No, they're liberal values, little bro. They're liberal values.
Okay, I'm probably older than you are, first off, and then second.
True.
Sorry, I'm sorry. They're liberal values, boomer. I'm sorry. I thought somebody who was older
I'm
than me
also
would know a
not-
little bit about
I'm
American
not
history.
50.
My
I'm probably
bad, bro.
I'm probably 3 years older than you. Either way.
Years. Okay, go
Okay.
ahead.
Do you want to talk about it? How old are you?
Keep going, Uncle.
No, bring up your point.
Come on, Boomer.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a boomer, but I'm 30.
Go ahead, Gramps. Go ahead.
Continue, Gramps.
Go on.
Holy uncle! Oh my goodness.
Sorry, I was smoking.
Sorry, big bro. Don't mind my inferiors here.
Those values that you explained yourself,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying without religiosity attached to it is what I want America to hold on to.
Wait, I'm sorry. How is freedom of speech a religious value?
No, wait. He said without religion, so he doesn't agree that religion and these ideals should be combined. We agree.
I didn't say I disagree. I said without it attached.
religiosity, that should be how our
For
country.
the sake of
is.
the
Yeah, we agree.
argument.
Oh my gosh.
Bro, all right, go ahead and keep talking a little bit. Say some more on
Yeah.
that.
Talk.
Yeah,
stuff,
you're not
I
going to be able to
guess.
explain it.
Stuff, I guess.
Those values you explained yourself, if they're brought, if antithetical values from other cultures are brought here and then they take over the majority, is that a good or a bad thing?
Your thoughts are antithetical to the values that I just gave, by the way. So are the presidents of the United States. But for
Okay,
some
that's
reason, we don't
aside
be
from the
careful.
point I just asked. If that's your belief,
Well, you
that's
see,
fine.
I'm more. So if you're asking me what is more in line with my values as like between a liberal
I'm asking you
democracy,
exactly what I asked,
a liberal
which is-
democracy, a liberal democracy with immigration, or like a Christian nationalist hellhole. I'd probably rather take my liberal democracy with immigration. I'm not gonna
I'm
lie.
asking you what I asked, which is from the values you described, if people come into the country that you live in and they don't have the same values and then they take over the majority and you're inside of a democracy, is that good or bad for your worldview?
It's bad when people that don't believe in liberalism engage with democracy, big dog. The thing is that people coming to America are probably going to like American values because they're
probably's
coming for
fine.
a reason.
Probably's fine. That's not answering my question at all.
It literally is.
Literally
What are you
just
talking
answered your
about?
question. And
No,
the fact
you
that
can't,
Yes.
you can't make a
Yes.
truth claim
People
with
without your ideals.
probably
People without your
involved.
ideals.
let's make a
Yes.
moral
make your
claim. Let's
ideals
make a
last.
moral claim. Ought I answer questions to people who don't even understand the implication of those questions?
The implications.
Yeah. So like I just gave a completely coherent answer to your question and you couldn't even comprehend it. So like why the fuck should I answer any of your further questions?
Rion, I
Use
think this is a
probably
misunderstanding
while
of
saying-
morals. I think this is a
that's like
misunderstanding
saying
of ethics.
it's
That's not an
probably
ethical
true.
question.
You
That
can't
is an
do
ethical
that.
question.
Why you? The
I don't
answer
know.
was yes. That would obviously be a damage to the broad ideals. I'm not sure why that's a controversial take. If a million schmachis came into America, yes, our ideals would probably.
Yeah,
take
so
damage.
you just, if you want to say yes, then we agree.
Literally
That's fine.
already said yes, big dog. You just
Okay,
weren't
then we
listening.
agree.
We don't.
No,
agree.
we don't
Why?
agree because the problem is that you think that is happening, but the problem is that you are posing a bigger threat to my liberal values than any fucking immigrant population is, buddy.
How is that so?
Because you're a Christian nationalist.
So if we agree on the same things and we want the same things,
We
how is
don't
that
agree on the
yeah.
same things. We don't agree on the same things. I want secularism. I want a secular government like the founders do. You don't.
Again, detached from religiosity, we're on the same page.
You're a
for
Christian
lot of
nationalist.
stuff.
How the fuck am I going to detach your worldview
I'm
from
not
your world,
forcing
from your
anyone to
religion?
be a Christian. I never said that one time.
Wait,
not
you
what
don't
I'm
even
saying.
even
Wait,
if we
what's your-
detach your religion, even if we detach your religion from your worldview, you still think like immigration is bad.
Immigration without assimilation has been my argument from the beginning.
Make the argument that they're not assimilating, little bro. We're going back to square one.
Yeah,
So I think
like I
most-
said from the beginning, that's exactly what we were talking about.
Okay,
If
so
you wanna
immigration
call
in
it
America
I
is
square
know
fine,
that's
then,
exactly
but
where we were talking about. I asked you the same question 3 times and you never gave an answer. You pivoted off to other shit. So if you finally want to go back to the proposition, what's the argument that people aren't assimilating into American culture?
I didn't argue that people are not doing it. I argued from the beginning that if they didn't, America's in deep shit.
This is like these are. I'm sorry. I'm
Wait,
sorry.
so
This
why
is-
the fuck are
this
you
is
here
It's
then?
the most
Oh my
like it's
Well,
like
if you just
it's,
want
it's
someone
like
to
saying
argue with,
it's like
first
saying
off,
it's like
it
yeah
sounds
it's
like-
like saying if bad people come here, bad things will happen. Like it's such a meaningless statement. Like if people with immigration without assimilation might be a bit of an issue. No shit. Like that doesn't mean anything. Like it's a nothing statement.
Hey,
Why would we make it?
Hey, Mod, can you restate what I said right when I joined?
I don't know what
Oh.
you're referring to when you say mod.
I don't know. No, I don't know what you're talking
The
about.
fucking guy on the screen who hasn't said a word the entire
He's
time.
not the mod. He's our
I don't fucking
host.
remember, brother. It's so long ago. I'm doing other things now.
Yeah, that was like forever ago.
You're doing other things. Got it.
He's probably
Well,
playing
you've got-
Geometry
just
Dash.
to be
Imagine
clear,
losing a debate so bad that you have to find fault with somebody who hasn't talked
It's
the
not-
entire time.
Hey, listen. Even if I lost, even if I quote unquote lost,
even if we grant your loss, like even
Yeah,
if we
even
grant
even
that,
all right. Let's grant that I didn't lose for a second, please.
True, true.
Subscribe.